of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Normally the home of the Carolina Panthers, today the home of the Big 12 and the SEC. As the Mountaineers of West Virginia and the Volunteers of Tennessee about to kick off the season. And the folks from Morgantown and Knoxville and all parts in between have flooded the streets of the Queen City to watch this guy's homecoming. A Heisman candidate and preseason All-American in Will Grier comes back home. And for the Volunteers of Tennessee, the start of a new era. Jeremy Pruitt, 10 years ago, was a defensive coordinator at Hoover, Alabama High School. Today, he makes his head coaching debut. They've been singing Country Roads and Rocky Top all day long. We got our own song to kick off the season. We welcome all of you for another year to the Home Depot. SEC on CBS for the 19th straight season. The SEC on CBS, and it brings us Tennessee and the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Big 12 and SEC here today in front of a packed house. And welcome everybody. I'm Brad Nessler along with Gary Danielson. Gary, kind of a tumultuous offseason for college football. A few things we just like to put to the side, and now we can. It's 3:30, it's Saturday, it's finally time to have fun.
Yeah, time for that. Solve issues, important issues. Time to play football. You cannot kill this game, especially college football. It's so unique, so different from the other sports because the beginning of the season means so much. All four teams last year that made the playoff, early season wins were a big part of the reason they got there. Important for the conferences and for the teams. Let's get ready to go.
All right, well, the Volunteers about ready to take the field here in Charlotte. And the fans are anticipating that right now, so am I. Here they come. When it's a new year, you can put that 4-8 from last season behind you if you're a Volunteer fan. But let's get back to West Virginia. They come in ranked 17th in the country. It's been a good decade for the Mountaineers. You go back 10 years, they had Pat White, Steve Slayton. 5 years ago, Geno Smith, Tavon Austin, those guys. 3 years ago, they won 10 games. But this team, it seems like everybody's anticipated even bigger things from.
Brad, I think they got the schedule and they got the special player. It could be a special season for West Virginia. You know, you live through a young quarterback. We saw Will Grier at Florida when he played as a freshman. But then he matures. He becomes a fifth-year senior. He becomes a guy that could have been playing in the NFL. And now he moves and he becomes a Heisman candidate, but he's got weapons. It's not just him. Whether it's Sills or Jennings, he's got three wide receivers out there that can spread the teams. The last guy, Marcus Sims. This offense will be tough to stop for anybody in college football, let alone a new team like Tennessee who's rebuilding.
Mountaineers are chomping at the bit. Let them loose. By the sound, you wouldn't know this isn't a home game for one of these teams. Wow. For the Volunteers of Tennessee, I mentioned they'd never lost every game in the conference until last year. It created a coaching change. Right. It's a new era, Gary. It's Jeremy Pruitt's time.
Yeah, you know, on one side, you talk about one guy, a special player, Will Grier. I think when you look at Tennessee, it's not a guy. This is a team in transition. Jeremy Pruitt has to come back in here and have Tennessee football play like they used to play. It was a brotherhood. You play for the guy next to you. You play with discipline and toughness. You execute, you block, you tackle. It's not about one guy. It's capturing what Tennessee football was in the past when they were one of the bell cows of this conference.
And they're wearing the uniforms to try to bring that spirit back here today. Welcome in the newest member of our team and the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers moments ago, Jamie Rodahl with Jeremy Pruitt.
It was 10 years ago you were a coordinator at the high school level. Today you lead an SEC team onto the field as a head coach. What does it feel like?
Well, I'm excited for these kids. I can't wait to see them play today.
As your first decision, big decision as a head coach, you go with Jarrett Garantano under center. Why?
Well, I think he gives us the best chance to win today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
And Jamie, we didn't give you a good enough introduction. You know,
Right.
we had to hustle down for the interview. Welcome to our team, partner.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys saw me. I snuck into the run out just to make sure I could really experience this college football atmosphere. My goodness, unbelievable.
You're going to love the SEC.
Thank you.
You know, I think she was most nervous, Brad, about the bus shot, just making sure her
was.
picture was great.
That's
you know, I mean,
true.
it's like 20 feet high.
It's sticky in Charlotte. 89. Tennessee won the toss. They want the football. Evan Staley has it teed up. Ty Chandler and Marquez Callaway waits on the other end. Been waiting for this since the Sun Bowl, partner.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Great matchup. We're really looking forward to this football game.
At the goal line, and he called a fair catch, I think, right at the goal line.
The new rule.
The new rule, he'll bring it out to the 25. Let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineup. And that starts with Jared Garantano, as Jamie talked about. There's his numbers from a year ago. He took some serious licks during that losing streak at the end of the year, but he hung in there, and he gets his shot under center to start things today.
Oh, man.
And hit immediately. Talk about getting hit. He's leveled by Kenny Bigelow.
Well, if you're going to make a transfer impression, you might as well do it on the first play of the game. There's Bigelow, a busting assignment right away. You see Kennedy went the wrong way. The center seems to be going left. Bigelow goes to his left, and that is a, boy, if you're a nose tackle, and Bigelow played at USC and did not play much. Struggled with knee surgeries, played there, transfer, and his first snap, he makes a huge play.
A loss of 10. Second down at 20. Garantano in the shotgun. Has time, trying to throw a slant that's broken up by Hakeem Bailey, intended for Marquez Callaway. Here's the rest of the offensive lineup for Tennessee. Probably their best overall player, to be honest with you, is their left tackle, Trey Smith, a freshman All-American a year ago. Marquez Callaway, one of their top receivers. That was the guy that the pass was intended for on first down, and now it brings up third down and 20. Not exactly the spot you wanted to be in on the first series.
So interesting, talking to Tyson Helton, the new offensive coordinator for Tennessee, he said, we just want to stay in sync with the chains, not fall behind third and longs.
Here comes the blitz, and on third and long, that's what the Mountaineers do, is bring the heat. They brought everybody. And David Long brings up a fourth down.
Yeah, I think this was an easy call for the West Virginia defense. They did not believe that Tennessee would throw the ball downfield on this. They're just going to bring the house and dare that this was really a run blitz for them. They were saying, we don't think we're going to throw it downfield. We're coming out and we're going to stuff you again.
And it puts Joe Doyle in a precarious spot here. Redshirt freshman punter standing in his own end zone. Marcus Sims waits on the other end, back around the Mountaineer 45-yard line. And he comes running up on it at the 46. And immediately down there, but you talk about great field position for Will Grier and company. So we'll see the preseason All-American taking the field as we check our Chick-fil-A starting lineups for the Mountaineers. And it all starts with number 7. Great season a year ago. Those numbers did not include most of the Texas game, the Oklahoma game, and the bowl loss. So they lost 3 games at the end of the season when he had a broken finger. But when he was in there, they were pretty good. Martell Pettaway with Grier in the backfield at the 48-yard line of Tennessee. Quick throw, quick completion, almost a quick first down. Gary Jennings with the catch. And as Gary Danielson already told you, he had a bunch of those last year, like 97. But of course, the other big play guy, those 3 wide receivers, and now they've got a tight end they really like in Trevon Wesco. Throw down the middle on the run. It's his main man, David Sills. First down, Mountaineers. And a pickup of about 25.
Well, this is about as open as you can get. You know this is a passing team. You drop back into zone coverage. They do not match up man-to-man. And just watch how open and, you know, the level of throwing that Will Grier is going to bring to this college football game. You give him one like that, he's going, wow.
keep it on the ground this time. And a good run for Petaway. Almost broke away down to the 11-yard line.
So this was a bit of a look of a play as if it's a zone read. I don't think the quarterback's going to be keeping many of these. I think I'd be going for the ball carrier on that.
From the 11-yard line. You saw the red zone numbers for the Mountaineers a year ago. A little end around. Not being able to get to the corner, though. Tevin Bush, they stretched it out, knocked him out of bounds. Short gain. Just not a lot of depth.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these guys, but they're not, as you say, they want to go. And Kirkland's the main one that we haven't seen because of injuries he struggled with.
Good to have him back. From the 9, Will Grier loads, fires, end zone. Sims dropped it. It was into triple coverage, but he had his hands on it. He doesn't let many of those get by him.
No, that's for sure. You get 18 touchdown passes. 12 of them were in the red zone a year ago. And this time, in the flat that time, Haskins, number 84, was wide open. I don't think Tennessee, it didn't look right. Did they only have 10 men on the field last play?
Was still a perfect pass.
Yes.
Sims is, are you kidding me?
It didn't look balanced last play. I wonder if they only had 10 guys out there.
3rd down and 8. Grier, plenty of time again. Moves to his left. Now he's in trouble. He's just going to have to air it to the corner. A prayer there, and almost caught by Giovanni Haskins, the tight end. But it brings up 4th down, so Tennessee holds.
They did. They held a little bit with 10 men on the field. They got by, I think. And then they've held because of a drop pass. And then at the end right here, a contested ball. And Buchanan does a nice job of getting that ball to the ground.
So that'll bring out Evan Staley, who we saw kick off. Last year he was 6 out of 7. You see his longest was 36. This will be a 26-yard field goal attempt. And up and in. So West Virginia was threatening. Looked like they were going to get a touchdown from their quarterback to their number 1 receiver. They have to settle for 3 here early. Here, 4 minutes in, Mountaineers go 38 yards in 7 plays and had to settle for Evan Staley's 26-yard field goal.
I think with this start for Tennessee, the disaster almost on 1st down, that could have been a fumble, a drop pass almost for a, I don't know if it was lodged out of there or not, but that could have been a touchdown. And I think we went back and are going to show everybody here after this kickoff, assuming it's not a touchdown, that there were only 10 men on the field for Tennessee.
Well, the balls went backwards on drive number 1. They hope to do better than that here. Same 2 guys back as kick returners, Marquez Callaway and Ty Chandler. Last time they called fair catch. This time they're going to bring it from the 1, Chandler. And maybe you should have called fair catch.
That's going to be a second guessing all year, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
One right there.
Tim Jordan in at tailback for the first time out for Tennessee, and he'll get the call, and he's going down, and it's Bigelow again. How about this kid? You talked about it, the transfer from USC, didn't have a chance to play a lot. Only played 19 games over like 4 years at USC. He's playing like crazy here in the first quarter.
He's a 5-star recruit. And right now, everybody who rated him a 5-star 5 years ago is saying, see, I told you.
And there's the defense. David Long, the leader out there, along with Dylan Tonkery, the 2 linebackers on the inside. But Bigelow's been the big star here in the first quarter. Broken tackle this time. Nice run by Jordan. Got it out to the 20. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 8.
Well, for this West Virginia team, a defense last year that just couldn't stop anyone on the ground. The whole offseason, there were about 3 things that they really concentrated on. Number 1 was, let's play as a team. Number 2 is get bigger up front, and they've accomplished that. You can see that already in the start of the game. We'll unfold number 3 as the game goes around.
Garantano again throws same spot as the last time, 1st down. And it's Jawan Jennings still on his feet. Jennings all the way to the 42-yard line of West Virginia.
A well-designed play with stacked wide receivers. Brad, we have not done Jawan Jennings together, but I can tell you all the games I've done, he is one of my favorite players in the SEC. great toughness, great leadership. I mean, he's a legend at Tennessee for a number of reasons, but some big catches in the past.
And again, stuffing the run was Stills, Nate Stills, another one of the additions on their defensive front.
Stack receivers go out just way too easy. The third part of that defense that West Virginia fans know is, can they find any corner that can cover anybody? Kind of important in Big 12 football.
Yes, a little bit. They put it in the air a little bit in
yes.
the Big 12. Juwan Jennings played against Georgia Tech last year, missed the last 11 games with that wrist injury. I'm sure he's pretty happy to be back out on the field. Second down, 13.
Man,
wow.
Man, what
again, it's Stills.
Defense. You know, just like Tennessee has been tired of hearing the fact that they've gone 0-8 in the SEC, this proud West Virginia defense is tired of hearing about last year's defense. They got a chance now to go up against supposedly a rough and tough SEC team that they've been reading about that's going to try to run it right at them. And so far, they're saying, not going to do it.
This is the second time now Tennessee's been behind the change. The thing that Gary said Tyson Helton, their offensive coordinator, didn't want them to get into. Third down at 14.
Yeah, they've already converted 2 3rd and longs in this drive. Can they do it again? Here comes the blitz.
Here comes everybody. Garantano, get rid of it. He did just in time, overthrew everybody and took a pretty big shot, and his helmet came flying off in the process.
Well, if you talk about the people from Tennessee, what they love about Jared Garantano is his toughness. Brad talked about it, how many times he got hit. Funny how when you lose a lot of games as a quarterback you get hit, but he got up and did it again. This West Virginia defense is dialed in. Wow. I gotta say, they're coming from every angle. They look really impressive. If they could play this type of defense with that offense they've got, they're going to be dangerous in college football and in the Big 12.
So that snuffs the Tennessee march as Garantano has his head almost taken off with his helmet. Here's the punt. Fair catch called for around the 16-yard line by Gary Jennings. 5:50 remaining in the first quarter. And West Virginia's much maligned defense, reason to celebrate here in the first quarter. They look good. On the give, inside, Petaway. Well, you got about 4 out of that. Will Grier was a 2-time Gatorade National High School Player of the Year at Davidson Day School right here in Charlotte. Started off at Florida. We each did some of his games early in that 6-0 start. Suspended for the performance-enhancing substance. Transferred to West Virginia, where Dana Holgerson said, I recruited him like crazy, and I just told him, keep my phone number just in case.
Kept recruiting him. And by the way, this game here, this game site was part of it.
That's right. They saw that several years ago that they'd be playing here.
Said you can go home with us to play to start your season as a 5th-year senior. You know, Will could put together he's got that Baker Mayfield, 5th-year senior transfer throwing.
Worked out okay for Baker.
Not bad.
Yeah. First down at the 28. Grier taking his time, and the pistol's going to give it off to Petaway again. Broke one tackle in the backfield, and he made something out of nothing again. Picks up about 3.
Well, when you're calling the defenses like Jeremy Pruitt is, he's going to call the defenses for Tennessee. He makes a good call here with the corner cat blitz. It's actually a run defense. It's an 8-man front, a little different way to do it this time, and he bottles up the run with a good call on first down.
Grier, play action, quick slant, complete. Sims has got it, and a first down for the Mountaineers out across the 40-yard line. David Sills, I beg your pardon. I might have said Marcus Sims.
Yep. One of those delayed routes. He's going to go out to the sideline, let the defensive backs clear in the zone, and then come right underneath it. That's very simple. It's one of those get your stats throws. I always like those early in the game. Give me about 6 or 7 of those. I want to be 7 for 9 and then throw the ball down the field.
Mountaineers were in a mini huddle. The 5 linemen were up at the line of scrimmage. Everybody else having a little conversation with Will Grier. First down. Again, play fake, plenty of times. Throw is complete. T.J. Simmons down the sideline. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Touchdown. "59 yards to the end zone."
Yeah, I think he got in there that time, no doubt about it. Look at the accuracy on this throw. The Alabama transfer, T.J. Simmons, goes in for David Sills in that wide position. Sills moves over, and I think that confused this Tennessee defense.
Extra point by Staley is good. So the Mountaineers with a big strike from Will Grier.
Watch how accurate this throw is. When you throw them this well, your receiver has an opportunity to catch it and run. And that's what T.J. Simmons does on this play. Goes out wide open, zone, very soft play for the Tennessee secondary. Breaks one tackle, but the throw, I've seen it before. When you put them there, they keep running.
Will Grier had 34 of these a year ago. He's got 2018 off to a good start. Let's check in with Jamie.
Gary, I've seen two very different approaches with quarterback Jarrett Garantano between those last two series. The first, he kind of sat on his own. Not many people came up to him. He put the headset on once. The second time, though, the wide receivers, the O-line, rallied around him. Keep in mind what Tyson Helton told us. He wants the quarterback, whoever is playing, to feel comfortable within this offense. So we thought, and we see now, that they're just giving him room to get into this game.
I think one of it, he got hit so hard. Remember, his coach, Tyson Helton, is up in the box at that time, too. I mean, he's made the throws. They've all been to the right, nothing to the left yet in the throwing game.
And again, trouble from the inside. This time's Reese Donahue. That front of the Mountaineers is playing lights out right now.
Yeah.
That's the end of the first quarter. 10-0. Mountaineers out in front. We'll return to Charlotte after this message and a word from your local station. Back to start the second quarter in Charlotte with West Virginia, the 17th ranked Mountaineers, leading 10-0. And the first three possessions not so good for the Volunteers. They've got it back here. Second down and 5. Garantano was under center, now comes into the shotgun with Jordan to his left. Eli Wolf, the tight end, in motion. There's a little toss underhand sweep. Going to be short of the first down for Jordan.
Well, Kenny Bigelow again just got into the backfield. Remember, again, we just talked about it in the on camera, how this game started right here. Brandon Kennedy, number 55, either busts his assignment or can't get him blocked. And the middle of the West Virginia defensive line, part of the football team that was, you know, in such upheaval a year ago, seems to start out the season as a strength.
And now Trey Smith is out. We talked about him, the left tackle for the Volunteers, and they swapped their offensive tackles, Niehaus and Richmond. So trouble along the line, and their best guy's not in there. Tough run. I think he got the first down, though, Tim Jordan.
You know, when you're a defensive lineman, the reason Aaron Donald got so much money for the Rams is he penetrates and then opens it up for these linebackers to make the plays. Look at that. You just move that offensive line back, and now the next guy goes, holy cow, this is like tackling practice right here. I recreate a line of scrimmage, and then I just clean it up when I have to. That time it was bent.
Meanwhile, it was a first down by that much.
It was a close spot where it was reviewed, and it was too close to overturn.
Garantano, play action, wants a big one. Going long, man out there is Palmer, but he's out of bounds.
Well, Josh Norwood, number 4, the transfer from Ohio State, went to junior college, came out there. He did not bite on the hitch and go that time. Perfect position, forced the receiver to the sideline. You can't do it any better than that. That corner position needed to be upgraded, and one of them that might be able to do it is Josh Norwood, number 4.
So brings up second down at 10. The pitch to Tim Jordan, trying to get to the edge.
Nice cut.
Did.
Yep.
Almost got a first down. Nice run.
Really was. He ran it hard to the outside, planted that right foot, and took it 90 degrees upfield. Probably the best blocked play so far in this football game for Tennessee. And Eli Wolf, number 80, the tight end, had a really key block on the edge that time. 3rd and inches?
Yep. 3rd and less than 1. Extra tight end in for the Vols, an eye backfield. Jordan, the second man through, going to try to cut it outside, and he got there. Picks up the first down. We talked about a new era for Tennessee wearing old-fashioned uniforms. This guy's trying to bring back Tennessee old-fashioned football. High school coach at Hoover, Alabama. His dad's still a high school coach. Florida State's defensive coordinator, Georgia's defensive coordinator, Alabama's defensive coordinator, won national championships at 2 of those places and almost a 3rd. And now here he is, his head coaching debut. He says, I don't care. I could still be doing it what I was doing 10 years ago. I'd be happy. I just like coaching ball. Garantano, play fake. Fires left side, completes it.
Yep.
And it's Marquez Callaway again.
You know, we saw Jared Garantano play as a freshman. You know, he kind of wide-eyed, but I was impressed with him. He started out, he had that incident on the bench when, you know, a lot of people saw him acting maybe the wrong way. But he saved his season. I loved his toughness. He became a competitor. I think he won his team over, and I think he's got a bright future. Great size, highly recruited player, and now he's in an offense I think that's a little more comfortable for him.
He's more comfortable on this drive for sure at the 10-minute mark of the half. Here's the toss. London trying to break tackles. And he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. It'll bring up 3rd down, and a big 3rd down, and 5 upcoming for Tennessee.
Well, what would defensive coordinator Gibson do right now? I think he's got to bring the heat. Remember, he rushed 3 guys before he got there. And I think in this situation, he wants, number 1, Tennessee's in field goal range. I think he's going to come after him.
Johnson, Palmer, and Callaway all to the left side. Garantano takes his time as he looks to the sideline. And here's the biggest 3rd down so far for Tennessee. They only bring 3 again. Garantano throws complete to Palmer. And a first down.
I don't get it. I don't know. You got a hot quarterback. You got a struggling offensive line. You got a weak secondary that can't cover. And so you're only going to bring 3 guys? I just don't get it. I'm going after the quarterback here. I'm not going to let him have a receiver matched up against a linebacker.
And the ball's up to the line in a hurry after a pickup of 15 at the 14. Trying to put points on the board for the first time this afternoon. 5 first downs in this drive. Jordan up the middle. Jordan heading to the end zone. Down to the 1-yard line. Toyas Avery finally got him down, but it's 1st and goal.
Does it count as a going through a missed tackle if Terrence Ramsey, the umpire, didn't make a tackle on that play?
Let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A pylon cam. Right there, you see he's inside the 1. An extra offensive lineman, and everybody's stacked in tight. 1st and goal. Tim Jordan, the tailback, and he is stuffed. Loss of about 3. Shea Campbell and Jeffrey Pooler, the 2 guys that met him first.
Well, you know this was the challenge right here. We're the bigger, supposedly stronger team. You bounce it outside. That means the defensive lineman got the leverage inside, bounce it outside, and there's no one there. Askew Henry's right there, makes the tackle, and boy, a loss of yardage.
Loss of 2.
This is the passing down. What do you do if you're offensive coordinator Tyson Helton right here? Do you throw the ball?
You don't wait for play action on 3rd down, do you? You toss, sweep it to Jordan, and he's going to get dropped again at the line of scrimmage.
See, that's the tough one. You've talked all fall camp how we're going to come back to fundamental, tough football. We're going to out-muscle people. We're not going to finesse people. But down here, it gets tough. You got to block 11 guys. And on second down, that's when, as an offensive coordinator, you like to dial up that play-action pass. They go run, run. They go lose, lose.
And they go 3rd and goal. Is this 2-down territory already for the Volunteers?
I'd put points on the board unless it gets really close.
Just thought I'd ask. Garantano, this time in the gun. Marquez Callaway in motion. Garantano rolls that way. Now he's going to tuck in, and he's knocked down at the 2. Kenny Robinson and David Long are there.
Great call by West Virginia. They went zone on this play. They were trying to run the rub, the Clemson rub, but look at the zone. Standing right out there where they tried to throw the ball. A great call.
They converted 3 4th downs all of last year. This one would be huge.
That's why he's getting paid the big bucks, right?
That's why he's not coaching in Hoover, Alabama anymore. 4th and goal. Garantano, play fake, end zone, touchdown, Tennessee. Dominic Wood-Anderson.
Busted coverage by West Virginia. Jeremy Pruitt is right, and Gary Danielson is wrong. Two defenders, Dylan Tonkery and Toyas Avery, number 10 and number 3, both go for the fullback, leaving the tight end wide open. Play 101, Brad, that you put in goal line.
Brent Samaglia with the extra point. The rookie head coach takes a chance, and it pays off.
Tight end's going to go here. Fullback's going to go to the flat. Watch both players for West Virginia go for the fullback.
Jared Garantano says, all those hits I took in the first quarter, now I got one of my own. 10-7. All right, Adam, see you guys in about 6 minutes, 13 seconds. A 78-yard march in 17 plays for Tennessee. They go for it on 4th down. As you look at our aerial coverage sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right. Things went right for Garantano and his tight end on that 1-yard touchdown, and now we got a ball game.
We do. It was the first big decision for Jeremy Pruitt, the first touchdown in the Jeremy Pruitt area, and the first rendition of Rocky Top, all in the same play.
Paxton Brooks will kick off for Tennessee. Marcus Sims is the lone return man for the Mountaineers. And this one won't have a chance. And they'll bring it out to the 25. Grier rolls, throws on the run, completes it out to Sills. Wide open, and so was Grier, who rolled out, and there was nobody there to put a hand in his face.
2 straight 3-and-outs for this West Virginia offense. They're going to go fast. Now watch Sills anticipate the defender, slow down to avoid the big hit. Very smart play by the receiver.
Got it to the 43-yard line. Everybody has a look at Will Grier on 1st and 5. Quick throw to the outside, complete. It's to Marcus Sims, and he's got a 1st down and out of bounds. So they're back in Tennessee territory. Still a lot of time to work with. They did use one of their timeouts earlier, but a 1st down at the 44.
And also remember, they get the ball to start the second half. A very important drive for West Virginia. They could really create some space in this football game, getting back-to-back possessions.
4 wideouts for Will Grier, 2 to each side. He's going down the middle with it, and it's complete again. Gary Jennings to the 30.
I'll tell you, this is going to be the thing for West Virginia all year. Every time they try to run the ball, establish balance, they're going to go, really? I mean, why aren't we throwing it? I mean, we're so good at it. It'll be a challenge to stay balanced in close games.
1st down at the 30 at the 43-second mark. Grier waits to the last moment, lofts it, and oh, what a nice play. At the last second, broken up by Trayvon Flowers, another one of those freshmen.
A true freshman playing safety. There's 3 of them out there in their dime package. The ball's laid up, and look at the freshman come across. They actually beat Clemson out for Flowers, one of the big recruits for this Tennessee class that Jeremy Pruitt put together.
Trevon out of Tucker, Georgia, true freshman, nice play. 2nd and 10. Grier looks right, now draw play quickly to Brown, and Brown's got a first down. Letty Brown with an 11-yard run.
The dime package comes in. Remember, we talked about it. 3 freshmen. They're confused. Look at, they're all telling each other what to do, and the ball gets snapped. Look at that space out there.
Mountaineers going quickly at the 19. Grier backpedals, in trouble, and he's going down. Tennessee finally got to him. Shy Tuttle, the nose tackle.
Got to take a timeout here. See, that's one of the things that Will Grier, Brad, has to learn. You don't have to make every play a touchdown. Just drop the ball off this time. You got Letty Brown, number 4, standing right there. You don't need to make a big play every play.
Second and 12, Will Grier waits. Now flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble. Look out, Will. Time is down under 10 seconds. And he runs down the sideline and almost runs out of time.
I thought that was a peel-back block against a defenseless player. I'm shocked that it wasn't called on the scramble that time. Kajust is going to come back at the end when Will Grier goes to his left. Now watch this blindside block right here. Boy, I thought that should be called.
Evan Staley, the sophomore out of Romney, West Virginia, to try to tack 3 more on for the Mountaineers. Kick is up. And he tucked it inside the left upright as the half comes to a close.
Well, the goal for Jeremy Pruitt, as you look at Dana Holgorsen leave the field with a 13-7 lead, was, can I get it to the second half in a ball game? Goal accomplished.
Certainly has. Trailing by 6 as he heads to his locker room before Dana Holgorsen heads to his. He's with Jamie.
Coach, we know Will Grier is playing in front of his hometown crowd. Did you see nerves from him at all, or are they taking something away defensively?
No, well, they're doing a good job defensively. You know, it's a possession game right now. We've had the ball 5 times and stalled out 2 of the 5 times, you know, so we just got to finish drives a little bit better than we did. I think he's fine. I ain't worried about the crowd. It's football when it gets right down to it. Great crowd here, great game. It's kind of what we expected.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Halftime in Charlotte, and the Mountaineers of the Big 12 leading the Volunteers of the SEC 13-7, our halftime score. As we head to New York at our studios with Zook, Rick, and BJ. Fellas. Gary, remember yesterday the last thing Dana said to us, he said first game of the year, in-game and halftime adjustments is what's win the game for you. He's had plenty of time to talk about this one.
And his halftime adjustment was, my team's a little tight, and I'm not going to make them tighter by talking about everything I want them to do the second half. He said, relax. Whereas Jeremy Pruitt's got a new football team. He's got to take the advantage of coaching them.
Hour and 25 minutes later, we're set to play football again. Paxton Brooks to kick. Marcus Sims is back deep for the Mountaineers. Everybody, not everybody back in their seats, but a good portion of the folks at Bank of America Stadium. A yard deep, Marcus Sims will bring it out. And Marcus Sims out across the 30-yard line. Good return to open up the third quarter. Let's take a look at our halftime trends that occurred a long time ago.
Well, we talked about the quarterbacks every which way you can. Here's the stats for him. 9 for 15. Again, I think that could be over 200 yards if he'd have been a little more accurate. Jarrett Garantano came off, got pasted early. 9 for 13. He's winning this Vol Nation over with every series. And you can see it, one big drive. That's all this West Virginia defense has given up.
Opening drive of third quarters always seems to be important. If you can sustain something, let's see if West Virginia can. First down from the 32. Blitz coming, screen out of the flat. Petaway didn't get away. Nice job hanging with it. First hit was Nigel Warrior, and then he got help on the tackle from Daniel Batuli.
Well, the most experienced player, kind of the quarterback of this secondary, is Nigel Warrior. He's kind of his Minka Fitzpatrick for Jeremy Pruitt, the guy who called the signals for Alabama a year ago for him. and he read that one perfectly.
His dad, Dale Carter, was a All-SEC performer at Tennessee and a #1 draft choice in the NFL. There's a swing pass out to Petaway. Kyle Phillips brought him down. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Great hustle from Kyle Phillips that time. Quick pass to the left, quick pass to the right. Really the same play both directions. And that time, Phillips, who we've watched so many games with over the years, struggled with injuries, and that's about as good and healthy. Of course, it's the start of the season. Great play.
Tennessee gets a stop here. They're going to be elated to open the 3rd quarter. They've got a 3rd down and 7.
All the Tennessee fans on this side of the stadium are standing, anticipating this stop.
Grier motions to his receiver on the left side, looks that way, throws that way. Hot man, 1st down and more. Marcus Sims into the secondary.
Well, you can see, I think, what Jake Spavital told Will Grier. By calling these quick throws, he started out left, started out right, and he got him with the ball in his hand and out of his hand. He was holding it too much, trying to make too many things happen. He's trying to get his quarterback hot. Rick Neuheisel talked about it. What he did with Garantano, Tyson Helton did, is basically what Spavital, offensive coordinator, is doing now with his quarterback.
Got it all the way to the 33-yard line. Play action, nice blitz pickup, long ball, Sills, touchdown.
Remember early in the game, Sills beat Trayvon Flowers, number 25, and it was an overthrow. This time, quarter blitz, Trayvon Flowers has got him. Instead of going with the hitch, Sills runs right by him. A lot of times when you get the corner cat, the wide receiver will just hook up.
So that means Evan Staley, who's got a couple of field goals today, has a 25-yard extra point. Talking about the importance of the opening series of the 3rd quarter. I think the Mountaineers just answered the call.
Now remember, the safety here is a true freshman, okay? Watch the corner blitz to the outside. The freshman thinks the receiver is going to run a little hitch route. Sills said, nope, I'm going for it. I get a flat-footed safety on the play, and this time Grier does not miss the easy throw.
Hooks up with his main target from a year ago. David Sills, who had 18 of those last season. Will Grier, 2 touchdown passes, and West Virginia strikes early in the 3rd. It's been over an hour and a half since the Volunteers took an offensive snap. They're about to receive the kickoff from West Virginia. It only took the Mountaineers 4 snaps in this 3rd quarter to go 68 yards, and Will Grier with a 2nd touchdown pass. And David Sills has made it 20-7.
You know, that's really the equivalent of about 3 Super Bowl halftimes in the NFL. And they always talk about how the guys might get, lose all their juice at halftime. Let's see what Tennessee does, because last time they were out there, it was 10-7. Now it's 27.
Nigel Warrior from the 2-yard line. And broke a tackle at the 18 and lost yardage. He's going the wrong way. Gets buried under a wave of Mountaineers at about the 16-yard line. A Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans brings you today's Scholar Athletes. For West Virginia, Ezekiel Rose. And for Tennessee, Kyle Phillips. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is showing their commitment to the investment of our future by donating $1,000 to West Virginia and Tennessee's General Scholarship Fund. Jamie?
Well, I had a great little moment with Kyle Phillips this week. I was catching up with him on the phone in anticipation of this game, and in mid-conversation, someone came in and handed him his transcript. And I tried to bait him to tell me a couple of his grades. He wouldn't. However, he did finish up his degree in sport management. He wants to go into athletic administration, follow his mother, who is an athletic director at Tennessee State University. But it was pretty cool. I figure there's a couple of A's on that transcript, but definitely better than mine was.
Well, yeah, but you used to steal yours out of the mailbox and sign it for your dad.
Oh, great, thanks. Yeah. Hey, Dad, by the way, I did that. I think you just found out for the first time.
Okay, sorry.
Jamie just learned this. There's nothing ever off the record.
Oh, great. I'm glad I learned it right now.
2nd down and 2. Garantano out Almost taking a knee with Cedric Tillman to make that catch. I don't think he did, though, but he's buried anyway. Josh Norwood and Drayvon Askew-Henry were there.
Kind of split the blockers that time, Josh Norwood did. It was one of those quick screens to the outside that we've seen, 200 times in the last couple of years. And if you don't get that wide receiver block, it's going to be an ugly play.
Last three openers for Tennessee. They've come back to win, including a double overtime against Georgia Tech last year in Atlanta. Tim Jordan's going to flare out of the backfield. Garantano down the middle, hit his receiver, but he's hit immediately, and it's incomplete. Nice play by Toyus Avery.
Sure was. He anticipated that square in that time. It would not have been for a first down anyway, but he saw it coming all the way. It was man-to-man outside with what they call a rat receiver in the middle. The DBs force their receiver into the middle, and the rat's standing there to pick off the cheese.
And it forces a punting situation for Joe Doyle. High punt. Marcus Sims has to call fair catch again. Punter for Tennessee's done a pretty nice job today, preventing any returns from a guy that's pretty dangerous in that capacity. 20-7. Mountaineers, they've got the ball when we come back. Back in Charlotte, our aerial coverage sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right as you're looking at on Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, where West Virginia leads Tennessee 20-7, and they've got good field position to start their second drive of the third quarter at their own 40-yard line.
They also got a quarterback that's in the groove now. Good coaching by Spavital to get him back and accurate. And by the way, been watching this game a while. No one has covered David Sills yet, number 13.
He's in a slot to the right on the top of your screen, and now in motion towards his quarterback. Petaway on the ground. Nice job defensively by Alexis Johnson. Well, when you're talking about the Grier family, number 7 even comes into Uncle Eddie's interior store. They got it right in the G there. All-American Player of the Year in high school, a preseason first-team All-American. There's Uncle Eddie working the books, working the books over. So number 7, his dad wore it at East Carolina. His brothers wore it. He wore it. He's still wearing it. He'll wear it next year in the NFL. Draw play, Petaway, and breaks away across midfield, and he's still dragging Volunteers with him. Toughest run of the day by far. Martell Petaway.
The second big play against the Tennessee dime defense. With the run, spread them wide out. Remember, they hit it in the red zone before earlier in the game. They come back with the same call, and they gash them again. Against the dime defense, they've been able to get 2 big runs in this football game.
22 yards for Petaway that time, all the way to the 40-yard line. Martell, kind of the main guy today in the backfield for the Mountaineers. They fake it to him. Grier gonna load it, going deep. Man's out there, got him, touchdown, Marcus Sims.
I don't know. He didn't get it, I don't think. I think he dropped it, didn't he?
Just like that guy's hat, I guess he did.
It was a beautifully designed play. We were talking about Sills and the safety bit on Sills. Now it looked like he had the ball. This is really looks like the second drop touchdown of the game, and it came out. Beautifully designed, great throw. You got to make that catch. He had it for a while, but he did not come down with it and secure it.
Balin Buchanan kind of stayed with it, and his hip popped it out of there, I think. Right there.
Yes,
Buchanan.
You're right. It was a kind of inadvertent hip.
Now the swing pass out in the flat to Sinkfield. Sinkfield follows his blockers, and he's close to a first down.
You're right. You can't call that a drop. He would have secured this ball if not the hip hits it and bounces it out. See, if this was the NFL now, we'd have 30 more minutes trying to figure out what this is a catch or not. Right. We'd be talking to New York.
We've already had enough delays.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it's 3rd down and 1. Came up just short on that little swing pass to Sinkfield. Petaway back in there in the backfield. And they've got a fullback in Logan Timmons in there. See if they follow him to the right side. Yep. First down.
This Tennessee defense badly needs a stop. Remember, the game started out West Virginia up 10-0. Then they got the 2 stops against West Virginia, allowed their offense to get into sync a little bit. Right now they need to help their offense. They're stale on offense. West Virginia can feel it. Will Grier is finally throwing the ball and not thinking about scrambling so much, and on target. They need a stop badly.
At the 28-yard line of first down. Let's see if they take a shot here. Grier takes the shot. Out of bounds, though, incomplete, intended for Sills. Flowers was covering.
Yeah, that was 2 guys that have confidence in each other. Okay, I mean, you're going to go your senior receiver against a freshman. My guy's 6'4". I'll take my chances, and just a little too wide.
There's back shoulder throws, and then there's 3 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly. No one can get that one.
You look behind Grier and Sinkfield with a second down and 10 for the Mountaineers, the Volunteers, 28-yard line. Grier takes another shot. This time he's got it. Gary Jennings, touchdown.
Oh, man. This one wasn't 3 yards out of bounds.
That was perfect.
Yep. Nigel Warrior was the defender, but you can't defend this. It's a perfect throw to the slot. He's there, but there's no one that can stop that throw.
Gary Jennings, who caught 97 balls for almost 1,100 yards last year, but only 1 touchdown. Today, he's got a touchdown on that one. Extra point is good, and the Mountaineers have come storming out here in the first half of the first quarter. 2 more touchdown throws from number 7.
And so far, eating at halftime beats coaching at halftime.
Another look. Jennings on a perfect ball from the preseason first-team All-American Will Grier. Mountaineers rolling here in the 3rd. Will Grier's come to life. 3 touchdown passes now on a 14 of 22 day for 251 so far.
And keeping up with the Heisman, I think some people have already sent their votes in already. That's how they do it now in college.
I wait until the last minute.
I think you should. How about till the season ends?
First down at the 25 for Tennessee. They need an answer. Maybe they've got something working right here. Tim Jordan all the way into Mountaineer territory. Best run of the day by Jordan.
Right up the gut, avoids that umpire again, gets around the corner. Not a breakaway back, but an effective running back and huge positive yards. Right now, if you're calling plays, you might be thinking 4 down territory already.
Jordan's got 91 yards on the ground. Now they go to Mountaineer London, and London should have a first down at the 35. He's very close to it anyway.
Okay, Brandon Kennedy is getting his football legs. Okay, remember first half we talked about hadn't played a lot, and he was getting manhandled at the nose by Bigelow. Now he's doing the manhandling. Had to zero that circle in there right out. It was off at first.
You'd like to get like another half a yard right here if they run it. Jordan back in there. Play fake. Garantano fires in the flat, complete. Jawan Jennings, first down. Still battling over there on the sideline.
Yep, he's that emotional leader. He could be. He's got to earn that spot. He walked, he left the team. Almost was going to be gone from the team forever. He got back, getting another chance, but that's that type of fire he can show.
Well, he was booted off the team by Brady Hoke, who was the interim coach at the end of last year, but then reinstated by Jeremy Pruitt. He was just frustrated after missing all those games with a wrist injury last year, but it's good to see him back out there and healthy. High backfield this time for Tennessee. Tim Jordan, the second man through. Jordan to the 5, down close to the 4. David Long made the stop. And we've got a Mountaineer down. 2nd and 3 at the 4-yard line. Tennessee can get a first down at the 1. Tim Jordan cuts it outside. He'll walk in. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Jameer Johnson, number 58, comes around and gets the seal block on the play. Watch him come, pull, and get the block right there. That's the play that makes the play. Come around, wall him in, and ends up getting 2 players on the play. What a block by Johnson.
Pylon Cam presented by Chick-fil-A shows an untouched Tim Jordan going over 100 yards with that carry and an all-important Tennessee touchdown. Extra point is good.
Yeah, so that play, that drive finished with Tim Jordan and started with Tim Jordan. Remember that opening run to start the drive.
Tim's got twice as many yards in this game as he had last year. Volunteers hanging in with the Mountaineers. Well, a 2-minute drive. I don't know if Tennessee had their 2-minute drill in, but they went 75 yards in 5 plays to get back in this football game on that last march. So with 6:09 to go here in the 3rd, Volunteers to kick. And the line drive fielded at about the 2 by Marcus Sims. Going to try to take it back the other way. And he'll get across the 20, but that's about it. This is Letty Brown, the freshman. Maybe 3.
As I said before, when he's in there, he's going to carry the ball because he's not up to date on all of the blitz coverages. You know, I'm trying to think back. Another coach that nobody thought was supposed to be a head coach and ended up being and doing a great job. I come up with Lloyd Carr. You remember Gary Bowler leaves.
Right.
Nobody thought Lloyd Carr was going to do that job. He ends up winning enough games and ended up winning a national championship. Jeremy Pruitt, you know.
Who knows? That's what the Vols are hoping. The Vols fans have been hungry for a while. 2nd down and 7. Possible blitz coming off the corner here for Tennessee. They're bringing it. And Grier's throwing the other way. Oh, what a catch by Jennings.
No, I know it's what a catch. But that's like handing off a baton to a guy 35 yards downfield. Same play hit for a touchdown. In the slot, going to do the half wheel on the play. Look at this throw. He turns around. You can't. I don't.
You don't know what to say.
Now, that's a Kurt Warner type throw.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Jennings didn't give up his eyes until the very end.
But would you? I mean, that's
no.
Jeez.
Defensive back never looked back because he never even looked like he was going to go for the ball.
See, this is how Will Grier has to play. He needs to play from the pocket and stop trying to be all this running that he has to do. Just relax, throw the ball, be more Kurt Warner, you know, than...
and take that 6-yard play right there.
Take the one in front of him. You don't need to be Russell Wilson. Just take the throws in the offense.
Picked up 6 to Sills. They've worked it to the 39-yard line at Tennessee. On the ground, Brown, first down run. Letty Brown, the true freshman.
When we met with Dana Holgerson, we quizzed him, you know, you're an offensive guy. Did you turn this thing completely over to Jake Spavital? And he said, completely. We rebuilt a little bit of the terminology in the offseason. He basically said, so I could understand it better. So we're all on the same page. But he said, no. I gave him complete control of the offense.
There's Brown again, another good run. Spavital, who's been with some good quarterbacks along the way. Jake's had Case Keenum at Houston, Brandon Whedon, Oklahoma State, Geno Smith, Johnny Manziel, if you could coach Johnny Manziel, I guess.
Yep.
Davis Webb, who's still playing in the league behind Eli Manning.
You know, we saw him that day when he put 42 points up against #1 Alabama in that game in 2013.
2nd down, 4. As we approach 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Grier, blitz coming. Throws, complete, first down. And that's Giovanni Haskins, the tight end. This is something they haven't had a lot of. Good tight ends. Now they got 3 or 4 of them.
If Will Grier will learn to be patient with his pass offense and not try to make big plays, it will be impossible to blitz him. He's got too many options to throw the ball, too many good receivers. He'll just run you out of your blitz attack. He's so quick with that football.
His next completion will put him over 300 for sure. Right at the 20. Back to the ground, and Lenny Brown. 5-yard run, a tough one by the kid.
Hey, he's been in there for 3 plays and carried the ball each time.
He's out of the same high school as David Sills in Delaware. And Dana Holgerson said to us yesterday, all the good players from Delaware come to Morgantown. I don't know why that is, but
problem is there's only like 3 of them.
Yeah, but they're all Morgantown.
Exactly. I'd pick a bigger state, you know, if I was going to be.
At the 15, 2nd and 5. They're going to keep it on the ground. Only 2 yards that time. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Interesting. The guys were talking about at halftime and before the game that West Virginia's a pure air raid, run and shoot, multiply the plays. They're not anymore. The goal last year and previous years was to get 85 plays. Now they said they want to tone it down. The new goal is 75 plays a game.
We talked about Holgerson working with the Hal Mummies and the Mike Leaches and all that. He said, I got kicked out of that air raid club about 5 years ago. They don't like talking to me anymore.
I run the ball too much, is what he said.
Kennedy McCoy in the lineup for the first time, I think, today in the backfield. Grier throws it to him in the flat for the touchdown. 1 play, 1 touchdown. Hello, Kennedy.
Well, I think he knew he had this touchdown before he snapped the ball. He didn't even have to make a tough throw. You got the 2 tight ends going out here in a little wheel route. You see Tennessee chase the tight ends, and he knew he had it before he snapped it. They're going to do the same thing again. They're going to line up for 2. If they like it, they're going to go with it. Otherwise, they'll take the delay and kick the extra point. Let's see if they like it. They'll turn around and look. It's up to Spath.
Now McCoy shifts to Grier's right. They like it, I guess. 2-point conversion, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Trevon Wesco. But they've got another score, 33-14. Will Grier is starting to put up those kind of numbers, isn't he? 310 yards, 4 touchdowns. Preseason All-American, looking all of that. And his coach says, atta baby.
For a catch, you got one.
Bring it out to the 25. So Tennessee, let's see if they have another answer. They did the last time they had the ball. And it was this guy that got him the touchdown, Tim Jordan. And he's bounced and cartwheels across the first down marker, very close to it. Looked like he got to the 35.
He kind of reminds you of the way John Kelly ran the ball last year for Tennessee. You know,
and he was a good one.
Yeah, not a huge breakaway threat guy, but tough, keeps good balance.
I didn't see the final cuts, but John Kelly, who was a 6th-round pick of the Rams, had a great preseason. I think he made the team behind Todd Gurley.
I would assume he would.
Yeah. And here's Jordan again. Picked up about 4 more. David Long is still down after making the tackle.
You know, we went 3 for 3 on that out to the left side.
Why did we do it more?
Yeah, why did we stop? And that's been a good start over there. I think Hilton circled it and said, why am I not calling this again?
This is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter at midfield, and now it'll become the first play of the 4th quarter. On the other side, they only have to move 2 yards. It's going to be at about the 49 in the other direction. That's the end of 3. 33-14. Led by Will Grier. Mountaineers with the lead. We'll return to Charlotte right after this message and a word from your local station. Here, a 20-point 3rd quarter Zick for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. They lead 33-14 in front of what started off as almost 67,000 people here in Charlotte. So first play of the 4th quarter with the Volunteers at their own 49-yard line. Jared Garantano 3 receivers and an I backfield behind him. Jared Garantano down the middle. Great strike again. What a throw.
Yes, great anticipation. He threw that before the receiver actually crossed past the linebacker. He let it go. He anticipated the throw. You can't do it any better than that.
Brandon Johnson got it all the way down to the 21.
Going to be tough to get Garantano out of this spot at quarterback for Tennessee.
I agree with you. Off play action. Throws back the other way. Completes it to Tim Jordan. And Jordan inside the 20.
That was a big tackle by Toyas Avery that time, number 3. Had a blocker coming over from the right side of the screen. If he doesn't make this tackle, could have gone all the way to the end zone.
Put his shoulder right on the thigh pad and hung on for help. Jeremy Banks in the ball backfield.
Here they come.
Here they come on the blitz. And the throw is complete. And it's Jeremy Banks.
This time Jarrett knew he had no help on this play. Sometimes you just don't have enough guys to block. He knew he didn't. And he had to get rid of the ball, and he got rid of it accurately. Just greased it in there.
And now they've got it 1st and goal at the 13. Garantano rolling right. Has some blocking. Throws it complete. Jordan Murphy tiptoes out of bounds. And about the 9-yard line, maybe inside the 9. They change up a couple of bodies. They bring Josh Palmer back in. Callaway, Palmer, and Brandon Johnson have all had catches on this drive. They're all in there as we're at the 8-minute mark. 2nd and goal at the 8. Tim Jordan fights his way down close to the 4.
I think Tim Jordan and fight should be linked together a lot. He's a battler, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Sophomore out of Bartow, Florida. He's had a busy day. 20 for 118 and 1.
2 downs here.
3rd down and goal. Just outside the 4. Garantano fires. Goal line. No, only to the 2. I thought on that crossing pattern that Josh Palmer was going to be closer to the goal line, but he's not, and it's 4th and goal.
Remember right now, what you have to make a decision if you're Jeremy Pruitt again. If you kick a field goal, it makes it a 2-possession game, 16. But I think they're too close here and too far behind. I think you got to go for this one. No brainer.
Last time they had 4th and goal, they found the tight end for the touchdown. They need another one here. Garantano, pressure coming, lofts it, corner, too far for Palmer, incomplete. And Dana Holgerson is pretty excited for his defense.
One of the things you have to know as a quarterback, and you have to put in charge of your throw in your mind, when you're rolling out and you're trying to throw a ball going in the same direction, you're in motion, so the ball is in motion. It always go farther than you think it does.
Never thought of that. Good call. Tony Gibson says, that's what I'm talking about, fellas. On a 4th down, West Virginia takes over. 33-14 here. 6:43 remaining as West Virginia's taken over on downs, holding Tennessee from a 1st and goal situation without any points. Martell Petaway. Only about a yard, stood up by Alexis Johnson.
Well, we talked about the expectations for West Virginia, but the expectations for Tennessee is a little different. I mean, you know, you start out with this game, tough games. They've got a brutal schedule, especially in the middle of this schedule, all the way down. If they can win 2 up here and win 4 down there, you could have a successful season. Now, can you steal a game in the middle?
That'd be great, right?
Yep.
Well, anything would be better than 4-8, 0-8.
Absolutely. You got to stay healthy, and you got to finish in November for Tennessee.
2nd down and 8, under 6 minutes to go. Will Grier fires from his own end zone, and he's got Sills again.
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
David Sills all the way out to the 42.
I thought he was going to get tackled. That's why I started my commentary there, yes.
You're just excited.
I thought he was going to get tackled. That's why. He goes out of bounds here. Let's see if he was pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a judgment call because he did clearly go out of bounds.
And he's still running. And right now they have the change set up at 42.
And that's where I was still talking, right there.
First down. Here's the throw out in the flat to Sinkfield. And Sinkfield's got it out near midfield. David Sills, a high school quarterback. Here's some of his action from his high school days. Kind of a shot put out there. And here's another one. Wanted to play quarterback at West Virginia, transferred to junior college to try to continue in that area. Jamie, I know you talked to him about that journey that he had.
I did. It was that year at junior college where he felt like he almost took the game for granted and the love for it for granted. He had to come back to West Virginia with a different mindset. Dana Holgorsen said he had to let that quarterback stuff go to become the wide receiver he is.
And he's a good one. And so is this tight end, who's going to be a big part of this pretty soon. 275-pound Trevon Wesco.
I had to laugh when we asked Jake Spavital, the offensive coordinator, as you look at him staring down this throw. Oh, look at that. Right past the linebacker on the play. Why did you go to the tight end? And he goes, because I coached some years in the SEC. That's why I went to the tight end.
And Dana Holgorsen said, I never had any. So I said, I went out and recruited. I got like 4 of them now, and they're really good. There's the numbers for Will, over 400. Grier, end zone, Sills, touchdown.
Stat throw, Heisman throw.
5 touchdown throw.
Yes. This is the one for, I got a guy going for the Heisman. West Virginia would like to have a Heisman guy.
Sure.
Let's give him a chance. It's one-on-one. There's nobody in the middle of the field. It's safe. Might as well do it.
Got a guy that's my main target who's 6'4" and runs that slant and nobody even close.
But it also gives a message to everybody else they play in the future is, if you try to stack it on us, we're going to throw it. We got a guy we trust and we're going to throw it.
98 yards in 8 plays. And Staley gets another chance to kick, this time for a point. Well, it started kind of slow, but number 7 found his groove, didn't he? 25 of 34, 429, and touchdown number 5. Career high day, 429 yards passing, a career tying 5 touchdowns, and by the way, no interceptions. That always looks good on the resume too. Nigel Warrior from the 4-yard line on the kick return. Nigel cuts it outside up the sideline. He's not giving up. All the way to the 49. 152 remaining. Keller Christ is going to come in at quarterback.
Good idea.
The transfer from Stanford.
Not only because Keller Christ, is going to challenge for the job this week, but you get a quarterback hurt, you got to have the other guy ready.
Tennessee keeps it on the ground, just going to pound it out to the 50. Coming up after our game, stay tuned for CBS Sports post-game show. Hardest working guys in television, especially today. As Adam and Rick and BJ will be along following us.
Well, like college football, it always delivers. There have been exciting plays and games and finishes.
Jeremy Pruitt's debut as a head coach is not going to be successful, obviously, but he's only got 9 seniors on the team. He said only 5 of them are going to play. We said, who are your leaders? I think Jared Garantano is working his way in there.
I think so.
But he says we got a lot of good followers, but we've got more talent than we have confidence. I don't know if they're going to build confidence today, but they hung in pretty good with a pretty good football team.
Yep, I thought they did. I mean, there's a lot of teams that aren't going to stop Will Grier.
Yeah, that's true. Here's Banks down to the 46.
Tennessee fans don't want to hear that this is a win. It's not a win. I get that.
I know that.
But you got to build the program, and it takes time, and you got to build it in the right direction. I thought one interesting thing that he's been doing to try to get his team to believe more and more that the guys on the other team aren't supermen or anything. he's been showing All-Americans that he's coached at Florida State, Georgia, and Alabama, tapes of them getting beat badly. And he goes, look, everybody gets beat. The great ones get beat. Get up and do it again.
I said to him, did you have a hard time finding any bad ones of Minkah Fitzpatrick? And he said, as a matter of fact, I showed 2 of his this week at practice. Well, Will Grier has started off his season brilliantly, and we're going to see a lot more of him as the season goes along. He's a good one. And they win their opener. 40-14 is the final for the number 17 team in the country, and they're probably going to move up from that spot a little bit this week.
Think so?
I think so. Jamie is with the winning coach.
Coach, the world wants to know, what the heck did you feed those guys at halftime that produced that kind of second half offense?
Yeah, that's top secret, you know. It's a good win. The guys came out, they kept their composure. They came out, they played well in the second half. This is why we do it. It's the greatest tradition in college football right here. We got Country Roads playing.
Will Grier threw to 9 different receivers in this offense. How did the game open up for him as it went on?
Just hanging in there. We had to possess the ball more. We possessed the ball more in the second half, which gave us more opportunities. You give him the ball that many times, he's going to make something happen. I'm very proud of him, very happy for him. This is big for him being in his hometown to get this victory, and it's great for Mountaineer Nation. Largest alumni base in the United States is right here in Charlotte. It's a big win for everybody.
Congrats, Coach.
All right, thank you.
I don't know if they'll take the country roads or the freeway about 6 hours back to Morgantown, but they're going to be happy when they get there. That wraps up week 1. Don't forget Williams-Brice Stadium next week. It's going to be a beauty between the Gamecocks and the Bulldogs. That wraps it up from Charlotte. For Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl, Brad Nessler saying so long from the Queen City. Final score: West Virginia's Mountaineers 40, the Vols of Tennessee 14. College football postgame show coming up next after these messages. So long from Charlotte.